we actually have a new segment we want to debut for you guys. So Alec made a quick joke about that last week that we're turning into an official thing. The Hymn Zone is now in the new segment we're going to have for the show. Definitely excited to do that. We have Alec who's going to go through and give an award for the guy that had the best performance of the week. Have a few nominations, guys across the league that had good outings, and we'll have one official guy that was him of the week. Excited to give that out. Now I'll also come in and add some other hyperboles, some things I saw on and off the field for us to talk about as well. So yeah, Alec, let's jump into week one. Who you have nominated for your first hymn of the week?
Yeah, well, like, as you mentioned, we kind of fell backwards into this segment, me talking about Josh Allen, like kind of entering the hymn zone. And he's one of the first names that I got on here. Josh Allen, we talked about how the Bills beat down our Rams in week one on that Thursday night game. 26 of 31 passing, so 84% completion percentage, 297, 3 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, 10 carries for 56 yards. He did it all. He was carving them up. It was elementary. Like the first
it really was.
First drive of the game, they just went down, easy touchdown. I think when I turned the game on, it was when he threw that wide open touchdown to Gabe Davis. Like,
man,
super easy,
ridiculous.
And yeah, they made it look like child's play out there a little bit. The Rams were able to force a couple turnovers from him. He threw 2 picks. One wasn't his fault; it was off McKenzie's hands, and another one he kind of tried to fit into a tight window. They got picked off. It was a nice play by the Rams DB. So, but yeah, Josh Allen looked like he was ready to confirm the allegations that he is him. And he balled out. It looks like he's on trajectory for that MVP award, as people believe. So, yeah.
He's your top pick. Who else did you have for nominations?
Yeah, so I got Patrick Mahomes. I've been a Mahomes guy for years. I had him winning that Super Bowl against Brady. Obviously,
I remember that.
I'm still on the Mahomes train, and as we mentioned against the Cardinals, he started off with a bang: 30 for 39, 77% completion percentage, 360 yards, 5 touchdowns. Spread the ball around to everybody. Everybody got to feast.
Yep.
I mean, he made it look easy as well too against this Cardinals defense, and he definitely is one of those guys that is one of one. That's how I look at the phrase. Him is you got to be kind of a one of one type player. So
yeah,
Holmes definitely was that and is that. At the wide receiver position, Justin Jefferson. They would talk about him all offseason is that he's offensive player of the year. And what did he do? He went out. Got 2 touchdowns, looked unstoppable against Green Bay, who's supposed to have a good secondary, supposed to have a good defense.
We both picked the Packers to win that game. You said about multiple touchdowns.
By 2 scores. Yeah. Man, he just went out and had a field day. 9 catches, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers said to him after the game he was the best player on the field. No doubt about that. It's looking like teams are going to struggle to contain him, so he's definitely in that him zone for sure. And then lastly, I got on here a guy that you threw a quick mention to him last episode. It was a great pick, man. Saquon, maybe the most impressive of these 4 to me. We'll get to my MVP in a couple minutes, but
yeah,
he looked. I saw a video. I believe it was from Theo Ash from the Stay Hot Pod, where he broke down like why it was such an impressive day for him, and he was extremely explosive. And that was that explosion we've missed from Saquon after having these different lower body injuries.
Absolutely.
We've always talked about the quads, how he's the quad player. He's built like that for sure, but he's kind of had a rough go at it with the injuries in the past couple seasons. But he looks like Saquon from Penn State, where he was just running all over teams. He was hitting holes like before they opened up, like he was anticipating it and just hitting it like with conviction. Don't even try. Don't even try. You know what I'm talking about. Oh my God. You couldn't let me get through this. Oh my God.
I didn't even say anything.
You started laughing. Anyways, as I said, he was hitting holes with conviction. He was anticipating where the hole was going to be, and he was hitting it. The acceleration was crazy. He was driving through defenders like at the end of his runs. Like he just looked 100%, and he looked great, and he looked like you said, a guy that could potentially lead the league in rushing yards at the end of the season. If this trend continues, because he looked very spry. So I was happy to see it for Saquon.
Same here.
I'm not a fan by any stretch, but love to see guys. That's kind of a comeback player. I guess he could be in that zone as well too. But yeah, he was great. He was great.
Real quick, because you said it, I was locked in as a Ravens fan early on, but I almost got switched over when the Giants kept beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I was like, you guys are pulling me a little bit. I like what you guys are doing over there. Yeah, I appreciate what you guys are doing, ruining Tom Brady's legacy. So they were my second team for half a second because of them beating up on the Patriots. And yeah, to see that they're finally training around, potentially get again with Saquon leading them back there, definitely is great to see. So yeah, I'm glad he's training around.
Yeah, but for his stats, 18 carries, 164 yards, a touchdown, 6 catches, 70 yards. He was eating all over the place, and that was not a game we expected the Giants to win against the Titans. They clutched it out, so great start for them. And then I had some honorable mentions. Largely, it's all wide receivers, actually. There's plenty of guys that also had 120 yards at least and a touchdown. So they could be on this list as well. I just kind of wanted to keep it to one per position for the most part.
Understood.
But Cooper Kupp, we talked about, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, Michael Pittman. While Matt Ryan is, I'm kind of shaky on him, but Michael Pittman still showed out. A.J. Brown went crazy. I think he had 150 yards. Michael Thomas.
Eagle squad, man.
Michael Thomas didn't have the yardage, but he had 2 touchdowns on the day. And
great to see him.
For a comeback win against the Falcons, which is another story. You probably shouldn't need to come back against that Falcons team.
Yeah. Good to see him back healthy, though, doing that. So, yeah, I like all those picks. Those are all great. Those all were actually nominations for you that you just listed, starting with Josh Allen, Mahomes, Jefferson, and Barkley, and then the rest you just said. So who was your official MVP of the week?
Yeah, I think it would come down to Saquon and JJ, but I think it's got to be Jettas. I think it's got to be Justin Jefferson.
Got it. Okay.
He came out with conviction and showed people why he believes that he is the best wide receiver in the league. I think he had the best day out of anybody. So, yeah.
Got you. I'm fine with that one. I might say, just so the fans don't get mad at us, I'll say Josh Allen, because that was an impressive performance against our Rams. He definitely balled out against us and looked like he was one of one. Looked like him all game long. So I'll pick him for that week. Excuse me. But yeah, definitely a fun thing there. I'm excited to see who gets nominated for this throughout the rest of the season as well. So definitely fun thing in that regard. Now moving on to some other just fun things I wanted to add in there as well. So I have more hyperbole type stuff. More stuff you can watch throughout the week, throughout the games, and pick on. So mine actually, I have best pregame fit. For those that follow me on IG, I'm getting a little bit into fashion, a little bit trying some things out just for the fun of it and all that type of stuff. And as I've joked about here a few times now, I notice guys' outfits on the sidelines and all that kind of stuff too. So best pregame fit.
Who brought out the mink coat this week?
Yeah, no mink coat this week. Not yet. It ain't cold enough out here for that. But hey, maybe on my Kanye stuff, I'll still put it on. We'll see. But anyways, best pregame fits. A couple that stood out to me. Love Jamal Adams, all black, all leather fit going in. Getting ready for the Broncos this last week on Monday. Had a little gold trim along the side of the pants. Also, that was real nice and slick. They came out and had a great performance to match with it. He actually went out early, and I hope for the best for him going forward. But yeah, he always seems to put on heading the games and had a good outfit there. And then another one I wanted to point out real quick. Where'd it go? Oh, Grant Delpit had a nice one as well. Had a nice white button up. He played he's a safety for the Browns. Defensive guys tend to show a little bit more. Surprisingly, I've noticed heading into games and things, they gotta get their swagger on before games on and all that. And they definitely had some nice stuff this week. So yeah, had a white button up on with some nice jeans there. I had crazy design on there that I thought was cool with a nice tote bag on the side as well. And chains, the NFL guys got all their chains and stuff on. I got mine. Shout out to 222 Charms. They got like the beads on and all that. With my Taurus, don't come for me for being a tourist and all that. But yeah, they had his chains on and all that. It was just a real nice fit as they went in on Sunday. So that was a cool thing I wanted to point out real quick for the best pregame fits. Then moving on as well, best tee celebrations. As you guys know, guys would love to celebrate these days and dance and have all kinds of fun in the end zone. Two are ones we've already seen from last year that continued this year. Justin Jefferson Jetta had his gritty a couple of times in the end zone against the Packers. That's a notable one that I just wanted to point out, as I'm sure he's going to be doing plenty more of that the rest of the season. In the same kind of way, what's Jalen Waddle almost called Justin.
The Waddle,
Jalen Waddle doing this Waddle. The whole team doing that. That was real dope. I wanted to do that. I'm sure we're going to see a whole lot more of that going on through the season as well. So those are definitely two that I enjoyed seeing this week. Then the third one, it was hard to admit because it came against my team, but it was a great moment actually. And DJ Reed, a corner for the Jets, caught a pick at the end of the game and went and celebrated on the logo in the middle of the field towards the end of the game. Went up, put his hands up in celebration, just really taking in the moment. People didn't really understand it at the time. We wanted to say that he was just full of emotion because his father had passed away before the game. So it was a great moment for him. It was a very powerful celebration. Glad that he got that moment at least in the midst of that tough situation. And I wanted to point that out as well. So DJ Reed, I will say if there's a number one pick, I guess, as you did your MVP, number one pick for T celebrations, DJ Reed's pick there was definitely another good one. And then lastly, as people have gotten more intricate with their offenses and have all kinds of trick plays and things, I want to pick a trick play or in the same kind of lane, just an extended play, guys breaking free and finding ways to make a touchdown out of nothing. I wanted to point out something there as well. And 4 plays that stood out to me. One was a trick play. Our guy Pat Mahomes loves doing the shovel pass. Had a nice shovel pass to Clyde Edwards-Helaire during that routing they had of the Cardinals. Definitely was a nice play. I love how they shift guys around in that offense and find new ways to highlight their guys, and that's a great way that they did it. Also, Geno, more of an extended play. We saw on Monday night Geno Smith going off against the Broncos and Russell Wilson. He had hit the first touchdown that they had was an extended play that he did where he kind of broke free from a guy that was coming up straight down the middle at him. He broke through a tackle, ducked under him, broke free, and then threw a nice little dump down to Will Dissly, who broke free and scored a touchdown. So definitely was an amazing one. And then lastly, Justin Fields and Chicago Bears had a nice play. Justin, I believe, rolled out after breaking, trying to scramble around the backfield to make something happen, and found Dante Pettis down the sideline for a nice long touchdown. So those are 3 plays that really stood out to me. Really enjoyed seeing those guys make something out of nothing. And definitely something I can continue to look for the rest of the season. So those are a few hyperboles I'm looking for throughout the year. Definitely may add some more in as we go forward. And excited to see what more to come from guys across the league.
Real quick, I did have guys on the flip side who are not him. If you want
him also. Oh Lord, go ahead.
So first off, I said we were going to get back to this man, Jalen Ramsey. That washed allegations, as you said, are starting to creep up. It goes back to last year's Super Bowl. Actually, it goes back to last year's NFC Championship game where he got hurt for a late touchdown. I think it was Mike Evans, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And the
no, that was like Scotty Miller. I think the very last one, last touchdown. I think that was Scotty. Somehow they got past him.
When the Buccaneers made that comeback on the Rams.
I'm pretty sure that was Scotty.
Okay, even worse. But so he got burnt. He got burnt by, I believe, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase in the Super Bowl, which that happens to a lot of guys. But it's starting to become a trend a little bit for a guy that really didn't get big plays on him for much of his career. And then now we got, I guess, 2 more, you could say, with the long Gabe Davis touchdown and then Stephon Diggs one where he thought it was a different coverage. So not him. He's entering that not him anymore as far as being that lockdown DB. And then I got Joe Burrow on here. He's my guy for sure, but five turnovers in week 1, 4 picks, and a fumble.
I saw actually that you had him on there. The only reason I barely shoot him some bail is because the team almost won still at the end. They blew it at the end too, so that's why he's definitely on here.
Yeah.
But the team finding a way to almost save him, almost got him off the list. But no, he's on there too. He's on there too.
Yeah, I mean, because even one less pick, you maybe win that game without having to rely on McPherson to kick it. So,
yeah.
CeeDee Lamb, while I think he is a pretty elite talent, 2 catches on 11 targets, it isn't pretty. And he's losing Dak Prescott for several weeks now. So it could be tough sledding for the Cowboys in general, but especially for CD. I think Cooper Rush is going to be the one stepping up at QB. So it's tough. It's rough days ahead.
Real quick, too. It's nasty that they're going to try to rush him back, too. At first, it was like, it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks. And then Jerry Jones was like, it's going to be 4. He'll be back next week. He's going to figure it out.
He said, we finally gave you that bag. You going to come back and play these games.
It's real nasty. So I hope for the best for Dak with them Cowboys, man. It's a tough spot.
Rough. And then 2 more. I have Dameon Pierce on here. I don't want to hate on him too much. He's a rookie. He's a rookie.
It's understood, though, because I said Rick Booker wasn't going to take no touches. He took the touches from him.
He took most of the touches.
Made it look real rough back there. So, he deserves to have some kind of acknowledgement there. Sadly.
He was shooting up the draft boards in fantasy. I think he had 11 carries for 33 yards. That's not going to do it for me if you picked him top 6 round, something like that. So I'm not. He's got a chance to prove that he is him for sure.
Plenty of room still, but it was a tough first week.
And then David Montgomery, we talked about him briefly last week, but 17 carries for 26 yards, but less than 2 yards a carry. I don't know, fam. I know that 49ers defense is supposed to be good, but
I'll say this. One kind of to the thing that I said would save Joe Burrow. The Bears did win that game still, so that kind of saves him, I guess. If anything, but also it was a rain game they were playing, and damn near it was bad out there. So guys were all sliding around, so it could be tough passing and running to figure out anything. Sure. So I guess I'll show him a little bit of bail in that regard. But 17 carries for wherever 20 or 30 yards, yards. Isn't the best housing, so I get why he's on there, but there is some value shot.
And too, it looks like they kind of want to move the running back position a little bit more, like some of the carries more to Khalil Herbert, who had a decent showing as well. So
he had better footing in the rain last week, so that probably played his part. But I can see that they definitely have a dual back situation there with the both of them. So that knocks out my ground player of the year for him there. So but I'm not too mad about him being on the list.
Rough sledding for those 5 players this week. This week you were not him, not even close.
I'll nominate one because I hoped, just as a former fan of his, that he would have at least somewhat of a better outing. Joe Flacco did not look good against my Ravens at all. Jesus, man.
Give him the not elite tag, because that's all.
I was hoping he would keep it close, just to have a nice moment, kind of like how the Seahawks get a point against the Russ and the old squad, whatever.
A couple of guys with those narratives did not hit. Baker Mayfield too.
Yeah, the narratives weren't working. They did not hit. So Joe, I sadly had to shine a light on that, because the Jets. Did not look good against my Ravens last week. So Joe is my not him of the week in that regard. So definitely a fun thing that I'm looking forward to keep up with going forward.
Separate section for retire him.
Oh, Jesus. I don't want to go that far, but I understand. But okay. That is now the end of all the week 1 discussion. Now we're going to go on to week 2.